Okay, going live. This is really cool. So, let's see. Got a few people, but really didn't talk, get a few people. But I can talk about, but probably not say any names, but I can talk about, families that I'm trying to support and just what's going on with the families. And so apparently, there are issues in public school system, especially Sac City Unified School District, of children being documented as willfully defiant. And it's at a disproportionate rate. It's at a rate so high, and that I think that people citywide need to start going by Luther Burbank in the summertime and see how many young African American males are over there at Luther Burbank because they're in special education. And understand that Sacramento City Unified School District has a disproportionate number of special education students who are Black, and they have been disproportionate in that number for the past 5 years or so. It's not like I'm attacking Sacramento City Unified School District, but I'm definitely bringing to a conversation about what we really don't understand. I don't think that education is a process and it's built on a foundation. But anytime you skip a couple of letters, then you can't go back and catch up. And really, that's what it's all about. So when I'm looking at when I'm understanding, truly understanding about how important it was for me to get involved and understand that the support that Tyler would need would have to be, really like a recipe. Because once he started learning, there was no stopping him. And so when I understand the importance of education and understands of independent thought, independent skills, and the ability to make decisions, for a lifetime. You need those skills. And our children are just not getting those skills. And I swore that my children would never stay after school and do calisthenics, for whatever, because I wasn't training them to be imprisoned. But, if there was something always worthy and where my children were going to get knowledge, then I didn't have a problem. But I do have a problem with the system that is implemented in the public school system in Sacramento, and I'm finding that perhaps it is here in Clark County, about this inability to redirect children to the task. The intent of public education is that a student understands how to complete the task. And it is the job of the provider to ensure that, certain things are offered to a student so that they can understand and move to the next step. But if you never move to the next step, let's think about that. Some people are stuck right where they are. And so that means if they were at third grade reading and that's where they left off, well, that's where they are. I don't care what grade you're at. If you're in the 12th grade and still reading at third grade level, that's exactly what it's going to be for you. And so we've allowed our children to be promoted without meeting basic level standards for age appropriate performance. And that was always a stickler for me. My kids needed to be at grade level when they were at that age, whatever age that was. If they were 13, then 13, whatever grade you're in 13, you need to be at seventh grade level or whatever. And that's just real. And so, and I understood the importance of participating in the school site council and the parent and the PTA, and I was there. And I mean, I think that I went to school when my sons went to school. And so if they were there, then I was not far behind. And simply, I was there to ensure that they had access. And access is everything. And so you can go to school every day and guess what? And get an F. How is it that you can go every day and receive the letter grade of F and no one say anything about that? That's just what happens to you. And at the end of 12 years, well, they say, well, I'm sorry, you didn't graduate. You're not going to graduate. And so you become a super senior. And what does that look like? Super senior. What is that? I mean, you have to figure out a way to get your high school diploma. It's not impossible. I'm not going to say it's impossible simply because, my nephew was able to do it. And it's an attainable thing, but it is a burdensome process when you're going and someone is getting paid to ensure that they're providing services to you. And unfortunately, they're just not held accountable to whatever they do. They just do whatever they do because they just do it. Who's the accountable person? for a public education system in America, who would be accountable to the success or the failure of students in the public education system in America? Guess what? No one, unless it's you holding them accountable. That's where your power is. Your power is that you need to show up. Your power is, as a parent, is that you need to be available. And your power is that you need to understand and to be able to measure the benefit of public school system when your child is in the public school system. And so I'm going to end this stream for now. And I don't have any people that picked up and seen I was online. And I may not ever be a hit. But guess what? This is a documentation of my life story and what I was able to be successful at. And it will be a tool, because I think that people need to understand that they do have the power, that no one is hopeless, and that if you stand up and show up, then you will be heard. And you have to continue to speak until you are heard, because we as Americans, we empower ourselves by understanding who we are. So once we're here, we will be heard. Once we're heard, we will be heard and hopefully accommodated, because we have a right to the same things as any other person born in America. And our rights need to be protected. So thanks for tuning in. Check you next time.